Let's start recording.
Yep.
Okay, so what we have today is just a quick walkthrough of how you can use a LabVIEW tool bench to control the oxygen and arrive at the most optimum timing parameters. Now, let me just quickly show you. You run the LabVIEW application, which runs on Windows. We don't have Linux or Mac installers for it yet. So that's your main window. There's a run button and a stop button. So let me stop it for a while. And the way this is working is there is there's code on the Arduino. The Arduino is connected over serial to the computer, and there's code on the Arduino that is just receiving serial commands from the computer. So essentially, the Arduino is doing nothing except listening here and doing whatever it is being told to do. And what it's doing is the LabVIEW code then sends all of the timing parameters for the three valves, the CVP valve and the equalization valve. So before we get started on the LabVIEW, there is a settings pane here that lets you choose your COM port. So you pull it down, click on refresh, then choose the port that you get. In my case, it's COM4. You can also select the GPIO pins used for driving your valve. So my Sieve A pin is D5, Sieve B is D6, and equalization is D7. So those are set. You can also set the calibration parameters for your oxygen sensor. Now, for our sensor, we have measured 14 millivolts at 20.9% concentration, and using a 98.6% concentration, we have achieved 70 millivolts. So we have those two numbers plugged in here. And finally, depending on the kind of relay board you have, you might either want an active low or an active high output from the Arduino to make sure that things work right. In my case, it's active low, so that's the one that's chosen. So that's our settings. This is the main panel. What you get here is indicators for the three valves, which are on and off. Red is off, green is on. So there's a Sieve A, Sieve B valves and the equalization valve. There's also a box here where you can enter the input pressure that you're using. It's just a text box, but it's nice to capture that when you do a screenshot. So in our case, I think we're running at 3 bar. So I'm going to put that here. The next two windows over here show the oxygen concentration in percentage and also the actual millivolt that is being measured from the sensor. So both of those are shown here. We have an indicator to show if you're running active low, active high. And there's a stop button to stop the process. So that's on the top panel. In the main window, you have a graph that shows the output from the oxygen concentrator in percentage points. So it starts at 45, but I can just double click here and make it, let's say 15, for example, and it scales it from 15 to 100%. And once we start measuring it, will have the concentration shown over here is a graph plus as values in percentage and millivolts over here. There are three other plots here that show you the Sieve A, Sieve B and equalization valve on and off status. So you can look at that as it scrolls through. At the bottom you have 3 dials that let you choose the production delay, which is actually the charge timing for the two sieves. You can also set the flush timing and you can set the pre-charge timing. And you can do that by putting numbers in the text boxes or by just turning these 3 dials. And that happens in real time. So if I change from 4000 to 2000, that change gets reflected immediately on the Arduino code side. If you want to turn on the valves manually, you can choose from instead of auto, you can choose manual mode, and then you can turn on and off the 3 valves individually if you want to. But most of the time we are running in auto mode. So that's a kind of a walkthrough for the whole LabVIEW bench. Once you have recorded certain values, you can also uh, there is an export command which I don't see here yet. Alright, so apparently there's supposed to be an export option which I don't see yet, but you'll see how that works. But uh, at least with screen captures, you're able to gather most of the data. What's your input pressure? Uh, we have disabled for the moment the temperature and humidity sensor because having some trouble with that code, so that is being done manually over here. My ambient today is 88% humidity at 29 degrees Celsius. On the machine side, what I have is we have an off-the-shelf oxygen analyzer that we have connected on the output. So that's that. And we have our own oxygen sensor that is connected to the Arduino. So we're going to be comparing both of those values. Uh, what else? Yeah, other than that, I think it's time to get started. So to start the LabVIEW bench, once you set your COM port, you set this on run mode. You'll notice it takes a while for it to start communicating with the Arduino, and then you will see the valves go on and off. You'll see the graph over here, and you'll see the oxygen measurement over here. So at this point, let me start off the system. Mary, if you can help me with switching on the compressor, and then can I release? So once we have the system up and running, the oxygen concentration comes up here in real time. That's your timing cycle. This is showing 68.7, that's 75. But that's because this is a slightly slower response. So it takes a while for it to reach the value that is being shown over there. So let's wait for a while and see how it's usually up at around 76, 77% concentration. My timing is 4000 for the production unit, 400 for the seed flush, and 700 for food flush. And this will be using the aluminum seeds you see at the back. Those have about 1 kilo of zeolite in each. That's that. So assuming at this point your system has stabilized to about 78-80%. If you want to tune it, we can take these numbers. So again, change my flash timing for 400 to 300. And you'll notice the dial turns and 80%. And let me adjust the output pressure and flow rate. Let's say we can do some more tuning. Increase the recharge. it's important to know the system to stabilize for a while before you make changes. So, because the output doesn't change instantaneously. So, there's about 91% now. It's not so good.
You're able to find out most of the equipment. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so is currently testing out the unit. It's running, so you can hear it breathing. I know you want to say hi to Professor Kumar and Professor Jerry.
Hey everyone, nice to have you here. Sorry, nice stuff. Sorry.
Watch your videos on Google. I'm amazing. I learned so much about science when I was in undergraduate.
Thank you, thank you. It means a lot coming from you, really. I appreciate it.
Those are amazing videos. I don't get so much.
Yeah.
So that one over there, as you see, is the first prototype, just to get your attention as well. So this plastic sleeves that you see, that was the first prototype. We're changing that into this one. You can see these are the aluminum prototypes. This is actually a separate unit, but we sort of hooked them up together right now. But this is the new equipment which is going to be all aluminum and put together. And over here on Anu's laptop, what you can see is the LabVIEW software that's running. Currently we're getting about 82%. Yeah, 82% and about, we'll check how much LPM. And you're able to tweak these numbers. So what we're doing is constantly tweaking these numbers to be able to figure out how we can improve and get a better relation between the oxygen percentage and the LPM by tweaking how long the sleeves are open or not. So at one of the settings, at few settings that we've identified, we're getting consistently 92%, so 90 to 96. But now we're trying out different configurations of that system to be able to optimize it. These sleeves that you see over here are much smaller as well, can handle much more pressure compared to the plastic ones, which are sort of a happy solution, I would say. But these ones definitely will improve that. You can see over here that they basically fill up in pressure, one sleeve at a time, and when this one goes down, the surge tank in the center fills up with oxygen. Now this one's going down, so this goes up. There's a little meter for that, you can see over there. There's some pressure being collected in the surge tank, and then that so the ones that are currently being imported, so they have most of the same stuff, they all have the same sleeves, so they have to have the sleeve. because that's an essential. That's what a zeolite is. You need to have cooling coils. That's also an essential because you need that. You need to have the pneumatics.
So here's the problem.
Yeah.
That's humidity.
Yeah. You see that the current humidity in Goa is 85.6. Now the humidity in China and the United States and Germany and other countries that they're coming from is not that high, and they're using it in air-conditioned spaces. However, for the ground reality is that because of COVID, also the hospitals are turned on off their air conditioners. So that means that the humidity levels have shot up again at about 85 to 90%. And what happens is the zeolite, which is the chemical that's inside the tube, is absorbs moisture really fast. I mean, that's one of the properties of it. So it becomes into cake, into chunks, cakey-like substance, and then they lose their efficiency immediately. They go down really fast with the way that they perform, and then your oxygen concentration output starts decreasing from 90% to 80% to 70% to 60%, and you don't even know that when it's going down. So that's why you need that oxygen analyzer at the end, that sensor over here, the oxygen. Anything else? Does it also make them? It doesn't make them poisonous. Unless, does it make them poisonous when they lose their efficacy?
No. I mean, the zeolite is not an FDA approval, so
Yeah, it's an FDA approved thing. Zeolite. They're edible, but you can't smell them.
the dust is carcinogenic.
The dust is carcinogenic. So basically, if you snort it or if you smell it, a lot of the dust, that's not good for your lungs. So you need a filter at the end to be able to capture it in dust. And while filling the sieves, you need to be careful that it's taken out. But apart from that, it's FDA approved.
Yes.
Yeah, the important part is this actually. Yes.
So this one is the desiccant chamber. So that's helping us remove most of the moisture.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. He's our documenter. He's been documenting everything that we're learning as well, and talking to all the professors like you, Professor Manu, Professor Ramesh, everyone, and we sort of making sure any red flags that we find, like for example, the zeolite part, which is carcinogenic. Now, before we started working, we did not know that. So all those things, we're putting that into a safety video as well for every lab, to be able to understand that these are very important points that they will figure out. So Arun's been here for now a week, and he's the one who's been making all the videos and documenting each part. And those are videos that we will start releasing very, very soon in terms of video documentation. That will be a much important part of the lab. And things like that. Tell that. I think Professor Kumar, you're on our website, if you on YouTube and our website as well. So we just are putting everything together. So if you go to richardchan.com/M19 initiative and then M19 Kit, is the name of the project, and then over there all the videos and everything are being documented. You should watch a news video, yes. That will explain the entire way that this system works. It's important. We'll be releasing newer videos, especially now. The new video that we're making is on the LabVIEW software and how to validate your system, because that's the key.
So, the lab view part is very much.
We went from 50% to 90% by just calibrating.